Hi guys, hopefully you've seen the last few videos that I did, starting to explore the plugins that I really like and that I often use. The first one was all the distortion plugins, so 3 distortions, and now we're at the second part. This comes down to dynamics processing. What we're talking about when we're talking dynamics is the microdynamics, which means in a short span of time, transients and sustains, how do they relate? We can compress the difference between them. We can increase the difference between them. There are a lot of ways to deal with dynamics. I will show you 3 tools that I use the most. I will just take a drum loop or something because that's the most easy way to hear what it's doing. Simple drum loop. First tool that I always grab is FirCompressor. I will use it as a simple compressor or as a limiter. Over here, there is a button that says limit, and then you can change the parameters to limit, which means 0 samples of attack, infinite ratio. This entire thing is based on finite impulse responses. It works phenomenal. It's a bit extreme, for example, to use on master, I feel, but for individual tracks and buses, it's perfect. Let's hear a little bit. The transient gets a little bit more amplified, and also the quiet parts are getting like raised up. They're like breathing a little bit more, which is nice. So you can really hear the second and the fourth sixteenths. They are raised up right now. A short release, longish attack. We can also go the crushing of the drums effect, which is like something like that, and maybe very low threshold, almost nuking the waveform. And of course, I didn't say this before, there is a wet-dry balance and left-right balance. So really, really handy on that. And of course, you have a gain reduction limiter, program dependence percentage. If we lower that, let's see. So you get a very different sound even if you have the VCA mode. You do feedback compression. We also have the sidechain high pass, everything you would expect, external sidechain, mid-side compression, everything you could ever dream of in a compressor. This one has it. Let's just go over the limiting and then I will go to the next one. So even when it's limiting, you can change the quality of the limiting, change the sound of the limiting. Really awesome thing. FirCompressor, now it's the version 2. I grab it. Really awesome. I'm being a little bit of a fanboy here, but really good. Cannot stress this enough. One of the best. This one is more technical laser. What it's doing is it's ducking based on incoming signal, but the incoming signal is used for either triggering or triggering with a gate. So say we do two different kicks, it will just take the trigger from them. It will not change the way it behaves. So you will have a constant behavior over each time the threshold is gone through. Maybe it will be best just to show you how it works. So for this, we need a different kind of loop. I think it'll be nicer to hear it on something melodic. Let's first treat it with FirComp. So we have like a square sausagey signal. Now that we have this signal, we want to put laser after that. And let's try and take the kick from this loop. So it's reading the sidechain. Now we want to do the reduction, so we can do it manually using the buttons, how much reduction or expansion we want, what's the attack going to be, the hold, the release, the offset, or we can let it do its magic. So let's try that. Like magic. So now it took an offset of -3 to make the attack of the ducking be a little bit before the actual transients. Then the transient has the most space to go through in the mix. So that's really, really helpful. Sometimes I will even do like -5 or something, and then the attack will be 3 or 4, just to give it 1 millisecond more to give the kick the time to really push through the mix. Then I see that it has a hold of 20 milliseconds, a release of 316, and it's doing it to the entire signal. Now let's hear the guitar. You can really hear the pumping when you're listening just to the guitar. Together. It's really hard to tell. So what's really nice about laser is that after you're done with this, what I will do is I will unlink the high, mid, and lows. You can solo them and listen, but I don't really use that. But I will shorten the mid and I will shorten the highs just to make it a little more transparent, so you barely notice it's there. After I'm doing that, it's like gone. So what I use laser for usually is for the short ducking and the heavy ducking, which is a long ducking. It's just sitting here and it takes the signal from the kick and it closes up. So in the short ducking, as I did now, it closes up just for the transient. So it will be something like maybe like this. So it eats up just the transient. And heavy ducking will be more, maybe something more like this. And you can change the crossovers. The crossovers are really, really good. I did not succeed in making them phase shift, so I get a louder peak or something. Really, really good crossovers. There is another detection algorithm which is continuous. It's not detecting the transients now. It will take the waveform as continuous. Let's see. When it's above the threshold, the hold will continue. If it's below the threshold, it will start to release. I prefer the transient detection because then I know exactly what it's doing every time that it hits. Really, really good. Cannot recommend it enough as well. Now, the last one is fairly new. It's called Invigorate. And Invigorate is basically a slightly different way of approaching dynamics. It's a 1 unit. You don't have the threshold control. It's a little different. Let's work again on the guitar. So right now it's in 0% mix. Nothing is active. Just the visual. So I will do a mix to 100. I'm doing low oversampling and no hard limiting. You can increase the oversampling if you want, if you hear some aliasing, if the highs are not as clear as you would like. Let's begin. So mix at the 100%. Let's start shaping the sound. As you noticed, we only have here the input gain, and we have the 0 to 36 off reduction. This is more of the threshold, but it's doing all the auto gain automatically. Right now it's in compensate gain. This is a preset that I had, so it has like a nominal level already. But if you want, you can do the learn. And then you have the nominal level. What does it give you? It gives you the ability to check dry versus wet really easily and mix between them. So it's not always on point. You can move it around by yourself. That way you have a roughly similar density of sound and you can do the wet dry really easily. Up until this point, we've been in the compressed mode, which is nice, but we also have the limit mode and the overdrive mode. Now, I don't know if you noticed, if I go here with my mouse, I can go to 100 of each. There is a between the limit and compressor, and there is between limit and overdrive. So let's say I'm trying to do the limit. I'm holding Control to go over the same line, or I'm holding Alt to go right, left. So let's say I want limiting specifically. So let's go with that. And then we have the overdrive. Let's hear it a little bit on the drums just to give you an idea what it's doing there. Same thing. Really, really strong stuff. Newfangled audio, Invigorate. Go check it out. We've been through FirComp 2, Laser, and Invigorate. Really cool stuff. Those are my favorite dynamic processors in my studio. I think that's it for you today. Make sure you leave a comment if you want to ask something or something is of interest to you, you want to discuss a little bit more, and subscribe and like the video if you like the video. I did not figure out social media yet. I just know how to talk with people usually. Hopefully we will get to talk, you and me, but let's see what the future holds. So have a good day, have a good week. Hope to catch you next time. If you reached this far in the video, congrats. Love you, keep at it. And I'll see you next time. Enjoy, bye bye.